mindful of the cars in the area, and we do not go near vehicles at all. That goes in front of them, in between them, so forth and so on. And there are people walking just behind you, so be mindful of those of you with cameras. The 3 young ladies are coming by. They don't want to be filmed. All right, let's spread out and see what we got going on. I'm going to keep Jackson behind, so one you can show him more about how to use that device. And
reverse.
Yep, just go ahead and tap it. Unclick it.
I'm going to go this way so I don't get run over.
This one's actually probably one of the hardest ones to listen to.
Boom, boom, boom. Whitney, Cody.
You ever get people who have that condition where they can like feel the yeah, right. If you ever feel like really those things and stuff. Yeah. Because I got a shot of that one.
And it is a radio. That's what you want.
Yeah.
Even if the DJ says, hey Toyota, I want another hey Toyota. Every once in a while I'm going to say, what is the last big turn you got? There's one button right here, write the words, and it'll give you everything on top of it.
What is it?
Kind of take a look at it, kind of see where it's at.
Hey, let's walk.
Right back. So right now I don't think I have it.
How old are you?
Alright, so you guys had Burn It Down, you got all the way up to 14. Anything higher than 14 yet? Didn't tell you not to ask the question. Don't ask about the kids. Yeah, don't ask about the kids.
That's right. Last time we did. And then I think she got upset, so.
Yeah. And ever since then, I've stopped all summer.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nothing about them.
Like, we're going to go back to them probably in, like, September.
We'll work on the training again.
My ADD is going rampant.
So, again, with yours, nice and slow. The slower you are, the better. And again, there's no person over there off to the left. There is now. I don't know what that figure was.
So it picks up that door up there, and it's been picking up the fence.
Okay.
I thought I saw something over there, but it is the corner of the car and the bush.
Got it.
So.
Anything with leaves on it is not your friend, just so you know.
Yeah.
That's like your worst nightmare, because it's always going to create gobbledygook. Anything that's in front of something else, it'll pick up all those little signs because it's in front of those vehicles and building. So you're getting the point.
Yep.
So love that camera, but it is, when we do capture something with that, it is a oh shit moment. Like it's really good stuff. And it goes with all 3 of these cameras. So they don't always capture something every night, but when we do capture it, it is like a holy cow. How, like, I'm so thankful you guys were recording when we find this stuff.
Gotcha.
So it's really good.
All right. Let's see. I troubleshoot. I see something. I'm like, there's something, and I look. I'm like, okay, well, that's the outline of the car. So.
And then, of course, with all 4 of you here, feel free to intermingle those devices. Like, you guys, you know how this works. Play around with the stuff.
All right.
Oh yeah, they. Yeah, we heard. I don't think we're being real receptive. They don't want to talk to me. Whoa.
Huh? What? Nothing about the kids, but anything else. And they said we can intermingle devices as need be.
57 was the highest you got?
57.8.
When did you hit 57?
Right there, just right there.
Did you tell London? Or Nick. Yeah, go tell London. She's right there. Make her work. Yeah. What did you ask whenever it went to 57?
Huh?
Did you ask anything when it went to 57?
Yeah, how old she was.
Okay. That's a tree. That is not a tree. Hey, London. I got a question. Oh, did it stop? So it looks like there's something right in the middle.
Could it be the railing?
So I was thinking it was the railing. But it looks like the little dude's just in there breakdancing. So that's the car. That's gotta
Yeah.
be the car. And that's just the only weird part.
I would say that's the pole.
I'm cool with it. Alright. Thanks.
Yep.
Persons.
I bet there's crazy ghosts and whatever at that church. That's an old God church. Oh, no. Oh, that's right. She said small. Oh, she has I'm just stomach conflict.
All right, ladies. Anything coming out of that?
I got a lot of words.
Like what?
Reading old car, here to help stomach.
What was that first?
Old? What did it say?
I'm talking about my okay, wait, that's not- I think this is specific. It's not relevant here, but we still got to write it down.
Right. I 100% have a word yes. Oh, that's my old neighbor's name. That's weird. He just moved out. Whoa.
Guy? Is that how we moved out?
No, I still live.
I can see you.
No.
Not yet.
Diarrhea, Nick.
Did you?
All right, guys, let's rein it in over back to the hall.
I've got it.
Let's see, how high was you in our foundation?
Mine hit. How high was that one? It hit
Yeah.
Those of you with video cameras, feel free to stop them and give your hands a break. So thank you for putting that on mute. So normally when I go through the history or answers, go ahead and just mute it up because it's hard for me to keep focused.
Which honestly freaked me out. Sorry.
That's really cool.
Whitney, did you get anything on yours?
I did not.
Okay. Wordless, BOBBI-JO. Yeah. What are the last three terms on your spirit box? Remember, hit the little white box to the right? Give me the top three terms. When did you get December? Is that still back there? That's Elijah's birthday. Okay. Yes.
So when I asked, did you get shot earlier? It changed to a whole different mode. Was it yes or no? And it said no.
I don't use the yes or no on that at all.
It just randomly changed to it.
That's because you pushed that green dial a little bit further. Lauren, what did you get on yours?
I got strong
Okay.
and ladies.
Strong ladies.
But no,
You
I
go
think
back.
they were together.
Yeah, but when you look at it, that's great.
Oh, okay. I just was trying to put.
I do talk about a lot of strong ladies, but we're making just one next. So you guys see me in the month of March. Big deal. Let's see, any other communication devices? I think we got
It said
everything
ass.
covered. Perfect. All right. So go ahead. Did she show you how to clear that? Turn the green dial until it shuts off and turn it back on again. So you're going to be looking for the letters R-I in here specifically. I'll explain that here in just a little second. So something in my sheet is driving me crazy. So anyway, not super impressed with what we have so far. I do like the "we are here." That's always a great one. So where's she going? I lost her. Oh, she's back there. I'm like, hey. So those of you with cameras, in the event that people want to need to cut through us, they're either going to come out of that ivy wall or they're going to come from the way we came in. So what happens when another tour needs to pass by, we split the scenes, we let them go by, and then we get back to what we were doing. So again, we're going to stay at this location
something right
for
there.
about 5 minutes, maybe
Right in
7.
front of them.
I'm going
Right
to go through
between
this
them.
one because it is super hot down here, just so you guys know. So again, if I feel like I'm talking super fast and try to get
It
to the
keeps
history,
showing up right
it's
here.
only because we're not going to be
Oh, that cold spot. Yeah.
Yeah.
we're going to be going to a close proximity next to hopefully get answers from here. So every tour comes down here. This is the space I'm taking out next year. Every year I change this up. I take out one space and add one new one.
He's got a cold spot
He's got a
between
cold
them
spot
two.
right between the two of them there.
BOBBI-JO and
Lauren.
Lauren.
Yeah.
So how cold are we talking? Is it just blue?
It looks vaguely like figure-like.
Is it still there?
It kind of comes and goes.
Comes and goes.
83.
And you're recording?
Yep.
Perfect. I'll make notes to watch it in a much bigger screen. Not that I'm not excited about it, but again, I want to see it on a bigger
I'm
screen to analyze it.
excited.
So, perfect. I love it. We don't always capture things on that every single time. I love how you guys are taking selfies with that camera. By the way. So,
Us?
yeah, I think it's funny. Like you're like slowly scanning everybody. I think it's funny. So, yeah, because that's a fun camera. So, a lot of girls looking at me like, "What are you saying?" So, yeah, just have fun with it. That's
Okay,
fine.
there's definitely something
It also
there
looks
because
like
I just got to all the people standing.
Wait, what?
So let me tell you why we're here.
I just got to all the people standing really clearly.
Nice. And we're going to have a couple coming through us here in just a moment, so we're going to have to separate. But I wonder what that is going to mean. That means Whitney missed something in real time, so hopefully we get the rest of
I
that
was gonna say,
message.
when you said, I was really excited about her saying, "We are here," it said, "We are."
Hopefully we have more than one person here.
You're okay. Good, honey.
Yep.
I just got the name Chris.
Chris. There you go. So it should be much brighter now.
Thank you.
So we'll leave that on. It needs to put the next stop and then we'll get you back.
Okay.
Perfect. All right, so like I said, every ghost story comes down here. I'm going to take the same piece of history that they talk about, but you're going to get a little bit more detail from me because we're ghost hunting, not doing campfire, marshmallow, ghost camp kind of stories, if you get my point. So this is Philadelphia Alley. This used to be called Jewelers Alley. This is where some of the duels used to occur for the city of Charleston. So I say some of them because dueling was illegal in the 1700s and they had to find hiding spots. This happened to be one of them. So let's get into the story of the one we can actually prove. So do you have something on there, BOBBI-JO?
No, I just said that's just
Are you okay?
Yeah, I
Okay.
just like
All right. So there's a doctor that moves down here from Rhode Island. His name is Dr. Joseph Brown Ladd. For those of you that are listening to your spirit boxes, if you hear the song Brown Eyed Girl, we get it here all the time because it's part of his name. It's not coincidence. I should be mainly looking at the two of you because you're the ones with the earbuds in. So with that said, he moves down here because he's supposed to get married to his fiancée, Amanda. Amanda just inherited a bunch of money from her dead parents. She has an attorney helping her out with all of this cash flow that she just received. The attorney thinks that Dr. Ladd is just after Amanda's money. He tells Amanda, get rid of the doctor. Dr. Ladd comes to Charleston to prove that he's not after her cash. So on his way into town, the coachman set him up to be robbed and killed. So we'll just put that out there. With that said, somebody was walking by and seeing exactly what was about to happen. That person's name was Ralph Isaacs. I stop on Ralph for just a moment, simply because Ralph has the same initials as where the doctor came from. Rhode Island, Ralph Isaacs. So you must come where we are. So I was getting the letters RI all the time on the two red spirit boxes. So I bought the device that Jackson has. I wanted to get the exact letters to make sure I wasn't just hearing things. I can't tell you how many times we've had the letters RI come up when I'm talking about Ralph Isaacs. And it's in that consecutive order. That's exactly why you're looking for it. It's an R. It's vague, but it's still an R. Now, Ralph tells the doctor, dude, you don't want to stay here. I know this guy. He's got a gunman inside, and he's going to try to kill you and take all your money. Come with me. You can rent a room from friends of mine at 59 Church Street. So 59 shows up here a lot too for you Spirit Box listeners. Now, he takes him up on the offer, and the two become friends. The longer the doctor stays here in Charleston, the more money he's making. He's proving his point that he's not after Amanda's cash. So, Dr. Ladd, well, Amanda got wind of this, and she's coming down so they can get married, and Dr. Ladd became known as the Whistling Doctor. Here's what I'm going to tell you about whistling ghosts. Every haunted city has one. It's a cliche. Ours just happens to be a doctor. So whenever you go visit another city, they're going to tell you about a whistling ghost. It's almost a guarantee. So there's proof of this one, and we're going to get to that later on. But back to Dr. Ladd and Ralph. They go see plays together. They can't sit next to each other because the doctor makes more money. He gets better seats. That's just the way the hierarchy works here. However, on the way home from seeing Richard III, they're arguing over the new actress. Dr. Ladd thought she was great. Ralph did not. The argument turns into Ralph insulting the doctor's fiancée, Amanda, back home in Rhode Island. It gets very ugly. They go their separate ways. Now you figure that Ralph has friends around town. He goes to see his friends at the newspaper. He puts an ad in the paper telling the whole city what he thinks of Dr. Ladd. Kind of a, you're a disgrace to society kind of mentality. Doctor saw the ad, but rebutted with, let's go to Dueler's Alley, we're going to settle this. I want you to keep in mind that this whole argument started over an actress. I know it turned into insults on his fiancée, but it started with an actress. Anyway, the two gentlemen come down, they take their 10 paces away from each other, and the doctor turned and pointed his gun in the air and shot his one bullet. He didn't want to kill his friend. He just wanted to have the courage and bravery to show up to the fight. But Ralph had his one bullet, and he puts it in the kneecap on the doctor. Dr. Ladd doesn't die. He drops to the ground where his friends picked him up, took him home to 59 Church Street, where he dies 10 days later after refusing medical treatment on November 2nd of 1786. Now, why did he refuse medical treatment? He's a doctor. He probably thought it was, just lead poisoning. 1786. Gunshot wounds are a lot different. We're going to let this tour pass by because they're going to go about halfway down.
It's my feet.
I realized that the crazy numbers I thought I saw were just this reflecting.
Okay. Good. See? It's on.
Sorry.
That's why I keep you around. Yeah, my bag's heavy enough. So, again, every tour will tell you to obviously listen for the whistles while you're down here. So, we have 3 cameras running plus my voice recorder. If the whistles are going to be there, it'll be on one of those 3 cameras or my voice recorder. However, your spirit boxes will also give us clues to whistles. We get whistling parts of songs with the word doctor immediately after. So take that for what it's worth. And it's just a whistle. I get little ones here and there. But every once in a while we'll get like a little tune or a melody. But again, it is always this quiet, even on a busy Saturday afternoon. It's also one of the most picturesque places we have in all of Charleston. So you can look down the alleyway right now and see it is absolutely stunningly gorgeous. So this is one of my favorite places. If you're going to try this on your own and use your voice recorders from your phones and hopefully capture a whistle later on, just keep in mind every local knows this story. Anybody walking up and down Queen Street on this side and Cumberland on this side throws a whistle down the alley. Me and London do it every single morning. To our garage, we passed it when we got here, but our office is that way. So we have to pass the alley on our way here, and we throw a whistle every time we got kicked out of here, right, Lo? Yeah, I thought so. So here's how this goes. I did get kicked out of here, and we're going to talk about that because that's the fun part of the story. You two should remember this. They're already laughing. Look. So first thing you need to know is that the alley didn't go all the way through this way. there was a wall halfway between us and Cumberland Street, which is exactly why I stopped here at the gate. So the reason why is because this is where they kept the livestock for the city of Charleston. It used to be called Cow Alley. Again, just picture cows and chickens and anything you can eat that comes down here. So that's what was here. So that means the bricks on the other side, way down by Queen Street, are older than the ones we're standing on. They're sun-dried bricks from slave children. So that means they literally turn those bricks in the sun to bake them. They didn't put them in an oven. There's a full handprint from a slave trowel down at the end, and fingerprint swipes and others. And I'd always point it out just to show how far we've come from slavery, no matter the diversity of my group, because we all need to see it. However, I know that that kid's not there. I treat that brick the exact same way I do a grave. That's the last place you're going to find that poor kid. He's at home with his mama. Like, that's how things go. So, November 26th of 2020, my entire group of 10 is huddled around that brick, waiting for something to happen with their gizmos. Right? Of all the stuff I handed out to you, I know nothing's going to happen. I'm trying to shoo them along, also because it's outside the dining room window of the beautiful mansion at the end of the alley. I'm trying to be respectful to the owner of that house. I didn't know I was out of bounds for tours. So, the new owner came out screaming. London thought it was fantastic because Dad's getting yelled at. And we moved on. The next day was Thanksgiving. I don't work on Thanksgiving because I worked in retail management for over 20 years, mainly for Walmart and upper management. I don't do Thanksgiving anymore. You can all see why. Now, the next day was November 28th, and yes, the date's irrelevant. I'm going to get to it. I called my partner that I had at the time, who brought me into tourism, and I told him what happened. He also laughed at me the same way London did. And he said, dude, you can only go down halfway, which is exactly where that tour stopped, because that's our cutoff point for tours this time of night. He said, you're either going to have to reroute or only go down up to halfway. I decided I'm going to reroute the group. What I told that group was, I don't believe in the next story, because nothing's ever happened with my gear over there, and I'm a vampire guy, not a pirate person. We're talking about pirates next, in case you didn't pick up on that. So, before we left, somebody hears the name Anne on a spirit box. I did not tell them which female pirate we were going to be discussing, a female at all, but it was Anne Bonny, that's who we're going to be talking about next. So I was kind of excited. Now, when we get up there, I did tell them the little bit I did know about piracy, because remember, I had less than 24 hours to do quick research and to come up with a quick story, and tickets were much cheaper back then, by the way. So I could wing it when I needed to. But anyway, we get up there, and somebody else here's the number 300 come out of a spirit box. I don't know what it means. I write it down, just like I do for you guys. I researched it. We were there on November 28th of 2020. Anne Bonny's trial for piracy, November 28th of 1720. The exact 300th anniversary of her pirate trial. So, I do get a lot of those oh wow and a couple of jaw drops, but I was actually pissed off. Here's why. I have a master's degree in creative writing. Even writing fiction, I like facts and data. Pirate stories come from pirate lore that was written 100 years after the alleged time of that it actually happened. So, you have something that's... Oh, sorry, I didn't know if she heard something. She had a word.
She has a word.
What's the word? What's the word?
Right.
Oh, we're near the church. So who did I talk to about the religious terms? Told you we were going to start seeing those. So we're near the St. Philip's Church, our tallest steeple. So it's a common thing that we see here. So Laura was hearing a lot of religious terms back over by the Pinckney Mansion site as well. So, but they were religious people who belonged to St. Philip's Church. So again, it's not uncanny for me to hear that. But anyway, so with this whole pirate story that we're going to next, it is a hit or miss location. Anne is said to be seen all over town. Of course, I'll explain to you why we're there. Secondly, we'll be able to spread out, but you're also going to hopefully get things.
Turn it again.
What's that?
We are right here.
We are right here. Somebody wants to let you know they're here. Nick, you need to be pointing your camera over at them too to see if you got anything right next to them. The gate, because
Anybody
Jackson's
breathing down
actually
your
asking
neck?
me about the gate and what's with the courtyard over here. So the gate was in the event there was a loser to the duel. Remember, that the alley did not go all the way through this way. So if there was a loser, this was the shortcut to get to the cemetery on the other side of this wall right here. Otherwise, they have to walk all the way down to the end of the alley by Queen Street and then loop around, like double back, with a dead body, because there was a loser to a duel, to put them into the cemetery. So this is what I call the death gate, because it's a shortcut. So again, kind of keep that in mind. The wrought iron gate probably wasn't there, probably early 1900s, but when you guys walk by it, you can definitely see that the archway is part of the original wall. So I say, Nick, are you ready? This is my punny of the night. We're gonna go learn about some rated R pirates. Are you guys ready for this? Nobody? Ah, somebody got it. Good deal. Ah, thanks, Damon. I appreciate that.
You didn't finish saying, I think, why you were pissed off about the creative writing.
Oh, I didn't, because you guys interrupted.
I didn't.
Yeah, she interrupted. I was, because as a writer, I like facts and data. Pirate stories are lore, which means I have to read a shit ton about pirates of things I wasn't interested in at the time. Like, it was like, damn it, pirates. Where am I going to get like a good story? That's the reason why. So, but again, everything we're going to be discussing at the next location, minimum of 2 resources. I wanted to make sure we had as much factual data as I could possibly come up with. It is a very interesting story for sure, though. All right, rated R pirates, here we come. You guys ready? All right, keep your cameras running. We're going to
Yar.
Everywhere.
Cameras running. Okay. Still running.
We're everywhere. said
That's
we're
good.
everywhere.
It's really worrying.
They're here. They're everywhere.
We're everywhere. Nice.
We didn't see the rat this time.
We didn't, but I thought it was funny it said the rat.
Oh, it said the rat?
Yeah.
Nice. Okay. Since this does sound too, it said the rat, and we are everywhere. What did it say?
We are everywhere.
I guess a temp thing instead of VW.
VW?
Yeah.
All right. You told him? All right, good.
He said, yeah, I actually don't hear
Yes, you hadn't got any readings at all, and that's the first one. That's pretty good.
And said, she said that it should go through touch, but it's not on touch. So
Very good at this. What was that he said?
That's
Applause.
exactly right. That's what I would have done.
All right. Were those the answers? Yes. Out of the 1700s, right? And what was the other piece? I'm sorry.
9744 coming into the parking lot.
Those are. Anybody else hear anything? You thought you heard Crenshaw or inside? Is that Wendy, anything? And BOBBI-JO, how are we doing on the list?
You can go show him that.
No, just that inside.
Make sure it's-
Just that inside too. Me. Yes. Inside again.
Okay. All right. So this is where I get to take a break from the bag. Sorry, I'm too sweaty. You guys this is wrong. We'll just blame one day. How about that?
Thanks.
Perfect. So this place is a little crazy. Every tour stops here as well, but we're going to be discussing things a little bit differently. We're going to be looking at that building over there with the crosses on it. Those are not crosses on the building. Those are earthquake bolts. If you don't know what earthquake bolts are, they're basically turnbuckles. So they go all the way through to the other side, and they look just like that on the other side of the building. If we have another earthquake like what we did in 1886, which we have not, by the way, you can turn those turnbuckles opposite, and it'll tighten the building up so it doesn't incur any further damage. It's a great idea, it just doesn't work. So I bring them up simply because it's part of the reason why we're here. Those are the first set of earthquake bolts that Charleston ever put in. The reason why is because that's the oldest government building in South Carolina. It was finished in 1713. They needed to make sure it was going to be protected in the event that we had another earthquake. So we're here simply because this building would be something that Anne Bonny would recognize. So it was being built at the same time that she was coming here to start her new life. So for those of you that watch the TV shows, you've seen that Blue Buddy, right? So the teddy bear with the little blinky light K2 meter in it. So they use that because the child would recognize what that is as a toy and what it would come to. It's the same principle with this building. Anne would recognize it because we don't have many buildings this old around the city. We have some, but not many. So let's get into the middle of this piece of history. Our history begins right in the middle of the construction. Try to follow me. There's a lot of twists here. So with those twists, I will slow down to make sure everybody grabs them because this is a lot of family moving around. So 1708, which by the way, the building took 10 years to build. For the adults in the room, does that sound like our government? Small building, 10 years? No, not at all. Anyway, so Laura's like, I'm not really sure. So, sorry, I had to point that out. She's not listening to me anyway. She's got the earbuds. So, I made a joke about America. Wow. You want to tell these folks why that's relevant?
Why that's relevant? I'm sorry.
Didn't you tell me something about being in Scotland?
Oh yeah, no, I saw
Thank
yes,
you.
in Scotland one.
Oh, you
That's
stand.
like you were
Pay attention to
there.
him.
Yeah.
Okay, fair. I know German, but I was like, there was something about Scotland. I just couldn't remember what it was. Okay. Anyway, back to why we're here. 1708, a young lady moves here from Ireland. Her name is Anne Cormac. She comes here with her father and his mistress. The mistress is Anne's mother. Are y'all with me so far? Okay, the three of them are running away from her father's angry wife. So how mad was she that she kicked them out of the country and they had to come out here? There's no airplanes in 1708. That's a long trip by boat. They land in Georgetown. Dad bought a plantation. Mom dies pretty quickly. That means Dad is now sending young Anne down here to sell things from the plantation to keep things afloat. So hence the familiar building. So Anne back home in Ireland was said to be a badass even back then. They say at the age of 7, 8, 9 years old, remember it's pirate lore, nothing is ever going to be exact. They say she killed a servant with a knife to the belly. Can't tell you how many times I've heard servant, knife, and belly from 3 people, and they don't know what the other 2 people have heard. So it happens all the time. Fast forward, the building is done in 13, but by 1715, pirates are starting to come through Charlestown. Anne is stoked. Why is she excited? Because she's going to fall in love with one of these pirates and earn her freedom, just like a man. It's a man's world at this time of the day. So anyway, the first guy she falls in love with is James Bond. And I say first guy because there's a handful. That's what makes the story so interesting. We're going to cover them all. James Bonny is a filthy pirate, and Dad does not approve. They run away to Jamaica. They get married, and Cormac becomes Anne Bonny. That's where the name comes from. So when they get down there, she realizes her new husband is not the Captain Jack Sparrow that she was hoping for. Captain Jack Sparrow is obviously a modern reference, but anyway, this guy turns out to be a privateer. He is a spy for the British, so he's a coward. This isn't who she wants. She falls in love again. Guy number 2. This is John Rackham. Everybody calls him Calico Jack. We'll discuss why he's called Calico Jack later on, but this is the guy that they based her Johnny Depp character off of, in case you were wondering who this is. He's a real person. He has his own ship, he has his own crew, and wants to be part of the crew, but you can't put a female on a pirate ship. Does anybody know why? Keep in mind we have kids in the room. Keep it family friendly.
Fornication.
Bad luck.
Oh yeah, that's it.
It's bad luck to put a female on a pirate ship. So he makes a deal with her. If you dress like the crew and look like them, you can be part of it. But you're going to be a female in my quarters. She's okay with this. Why? Dad used to cross-dress her as a boy apprentice back home in Ireland to hide her from his wife. So she gets it. It's a man's world again, but she's a pirate now. Most of the adults in the room, we could put 2 and 2 together. She's a female in pirate's quarters, in Jack's quarters. So she's eventually going to get pregnant. You cannot have a pregnant pirate dude on the crew. Somebody's going to figure out that she's a girl. Jack decides he's going to drop her off in Cuba before she starts to show her pregnancy. We'll have the baby over here, come back later, and we'll figure it out. She goes and has that baby, but returns without a child. We have no idea what happens to the baby, by the way. She comes back dressed as a female. This makes Jack pretty angry because now everybody's going to know he let a female on the crew. And they're going to probably vote him off the ship. He captured another pirate crew while she was gone giving birth. She's going to go flirting with that pirate crew because they're captured down below deck. Guy number 3. Guy number 3 turns out to be a female, dressed like a guy, to be part of the pirate crew that Calico Jack just captured. So now we have 2 females, dressed like males, on the same ship, trying to be pirates. This young lady's name is Mary Reed. She went by Mark Reed to become a pirate. Her and Mary became friends, possibly lovers. We're not going to really know for sure, but the British find out where they are. They sent an entire fleet of ships to come take down one pirate ship. Rumor is that Anne and Mary were the only 2 pirates that weren't drunk enough to come up and fight with 1-bullet flintlocks, kind of like the same kind of guns they use for dueling. Just kind of give you that idea. Obviously, 2 ladies trying to take on a fleet of ships with 1-bullet guns is not going to work out. They get arrested. As they're being arrested, she looks at Jack, Anne does, and she says, "I'm so sorry to see you here, but if you would have fought like a man, you wouldn't be hanged like a dog." The word dog shows up on your spirit boxes a lot, just so you know. The judge wants to see the 2 quote-unquote men that fought back so valiantly. Now, what word do you have?
Just horrible.
Oh, I thought you had the word dog. I was going to be excited. But anyway, he wants to see the 2 quote-unquote men that fought back. He's already tried and hung Calico Jack and the drunk pirates that wouldn't fight, so they're dead and gone. The 2 ladies go in front. They reveal their gender, hoping to save themselves. The judge does not give a shit that they're female. They're still pirates. He's still going to hang them. We plead our bellies was the last thing we shouted because you can't hang a pregnant woman in 1720. It's illegal. He sends them both back to jail, delays the hanging. Dad is still up here in South Carolina with all of his Irish money. For all of his, he's going to basically bail out Anne and bring her back home. She remarries after she gets back up here. That's husband number 2, but guy number 4. We're going to count Mary because we don't really know, just so you guys have that inkling of thought. She has 4 kids and dies at the age of 84. Very abrupt ending for Anne Bonny because we don't know much about her after her pirate career. Mary Reed dies 5 months later in that Jamaican jail, whatever pirates died from in a Jamaican jail. Use your imagination. Most books will tell you something fever. I usually say call it romantic scurvy. Why the hell not? We're talking pirates. So, here's what I left out of the story. I'm not going to assign questions here. This is also not a prominent English woman where you have to tiptoe around your questions. Huckleberry here. She's a kick-ass pirate, right? So, here's what I left out. I left out the name of Anne Bonny's parents on purpose. So, the father and the mistress. I also left out the name of Calico Jack's ship, so you can ask about that. The name of the city where Anne grew up in Ireland has been coming up more and more lately, and the color of her hair. You can also ask any other question you want to there. EMF readings in this location. Do not get excited at the front of this space because of the electrical poles in the corners. So that would be Mike and Cody. Again, if you guys get things up in those corners, I'm probably not going to write it down, especially if it's between a 3 to a 7. So your baseline here is going to be a 2.5, and we'll see what we can get normally on this back half. We only have one vehicle in here, but as you can see, tours like to cut through here. People look at you here. Again, you're the weirdos. So again, we'll do 1 or 2 round robins in here to see what we have going on. So Lydia, just so you know, the largest orb I've ever caught here, an intelligent orb, has been at this location with your camera. 11 years of doing this, it was larger than my head. So, and it was near that brick wall up there by the powder magazine itself. So
That's right, they have the gunpowder in there, right?
it's a museum now, so you can actually, spend $5 and get out of our heat for 5 minutes, for 30 minutes, and go take the tour in there for $5. Like I usually promote that place because it's so cheap and it's a great piece of art history. So again, if you need to get out of our cold or our heat, that's a great spot to go to. Your camera loves to act up in here. Let me know if you see like old school staticky lines, like an old 2 TV. We get that every once in a while on this location. Not often, but every once in a while. That's one of the things I like to do. Whitney, have you heard anything yet?
It just said my child.
Didn't it say it sucked earlier when it was talking about when she got pregnant?
Yeah, talking about the women dressing them up as men, and I heard it
What do you
sucked.
think, David? A lot different than what you were expecting?
I don't know. It's exactly what I was expecting.
Okay.
Great time.
Well, normally, because again, this is it's
I kept getting in a line like on top of the powder thing,
when I get a skeptic like you,
on top of the building. Like it would be like up there. So it was either up there or it was in front of me. Cody, go walk over to that wall. Get Jackson to show his thing.
Are you seeing anything funky on that?
Yeah, so earlier, not really, but a minute ago, right on top, it almost looked like it would have been somebody standing up there.
Oh, bizarre.
And it's just like those lines, but
Yeah.
it was the upper half was up here.
Oh, weird.
Cha. What about yours?
Nothing. He said I should see a crazy orb, though.
Hi.
Great, good night.
Did you get any numbers? Okay.
It just kept going. Like it would if there was just electricity.
Okay, what numbers did you get? What was the highest?
One, like 2.4.
Okay.
So nothing crazy.
Put a tripod up here. See those little screw right there? I have tripods that if I'm working inside of a location, I just set it up on a table and I walk away from it and see if we can get it. That way I'm not holding it and affecting it in any way. So I can get the ghost to try to tap on it, or if there's fluctuation in temperature, like a cold spot, it'll pick up. So, but love that guy when he gives us good stuff. Any readings yet, Cody?
Nothing.
Nothing yet.
Like only like 2 to the 4 right now. So
But even still, it's not going to be the Pinckney Mansion. That 2.4 is still a decent reading over here.
yeah.
So,
The phone was.
All right, so 2.4 pay attention to. Okay.
so you're going to use the one on the left only when we're outdoors. So I would crank it all the way up in here just because we don't expect a whole lot of EMF, so I wouldn't expect a whole lot of letters. Your device works exactly like Cody's, but it just gives us letters instead of numbers.
Thank you.
Yep.
So this is like spell a word and stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
Can I just ask a question?
Yeah, I mean, you can look for Ann Bonnie's initials, that's AB, or Mary Reed, MR. Like, you can look for those things. We've gotten that here in the past as well.
So I don't know if it was doing contour of the roof line,
Yeah,
but
every time.
okay, making sure.
Every time.
I was about to say I had like an upper torso, and I'm like, you shouldn't be there.
It's a damn giant ghost up there.
Yeah.
Because that's pretty tall.
I saw 4. Like,
That's
Yeah.
What do you think, birthday girl? What do you think you signed up for?
If you're out there, can you wave at me?
For real?
Friendly salute, perhaps.
How'd you get into this? What's the craziest crap you've ever seen?
On a tour or in general?
But you see some real freaky stuff. Just get scared.
It freaks people, like finding people out. You stop.
Smoke? Smoke on it? Do you ever see something really clear in this camera? Like, you start to see it?
More words on that one. So it's not. I was like, everyone's
Stop
all like,
breathing.
light anomalies, and I couldn't tell what shade for this.
Stopped breathing.
I was asking what happened to your child.
That would make sense.
And did you kill your child?
Pattern, your brain just hears the thing. So when you see like that giant orb that's going on,
Don't tell anybody.
Yeah.
I said, and did you kill your child? I said, don't tell anybody.
Whitney, anything?
I said, and did you kill your child? And it said, don't tell nobody. You're provoking.
So,
Killing me, Smalls. More roof stuff. Anything with trees, right?
so
Branches.
the trees are doing
Yep.
it. It's awesome. It looks like it's breakdancing.
Yep. Don't tell anybody.
And then she asked how the baby died, and said, "Don't breathe. Not stop breathing." Right?
Stop breathing.
Okay.
Oh. I
That's
can't prove that.
generally what happens when you
Definitely
die.
an answer.
Right? I was like, generally, when you die, stop breathing, but.
Silent. Oh.
Ask her how big her ship was.
Jack came around this. Is that the name of the ship? Oh, Ireland, right? Yeah. Was it Irish? Aries offline.
What if I keep seeing those bodies up high because that's where they got hung at?
Did you tell him you saw that?
Yeah. Maybe it's Remy. Maybe he went for a trip. It's the rat that lives in that alley. I did not realize you were sitting there. It just scared the crap out of me. Good job. Freaking shadow. Any more weird spots on yours?
He was saying you might get like vertical noise, which I started getting at.
People laugh about it, not
I
realize.
think that's what it was doing in the alley, wasn't it?
So, like, get
Oh,
those
yeah.
vertical lines. So.
Gotcha.
What's the name of the show?
I keep catching my shadow. I'm like, oh crap, there's something. It's a shadow.
Spirits, tell me the name of the ship.
Funny thing is, you're the only one that will give us the full name. Abbreviation to the other spirit boxes. Yours is the only one that will give us.
Here?
I don't know how you can get a word out of that.
Think? Hazards?
Seat button in your car.
So all these ghosts are just insane animals these days, just like
Yeah, it's a 50-50. So when I'm doing my own investigations, I run one slow like this, and then I run one fast. Like anything at all.
We lost Jackson. Oh, there he is.
The highest I've gotten is like a huge one.
Whitney, you got anything else? Okay. All right, Jackson, come on, everybody.
I thought I was gonna see something. These ghosts don't want to entertain us.
You see anything inside that church? Or whatever that building is with a gun? So we're just going across the globe.
Jackson, you look like a little break dancer. Still little things randomly?
Randomly.
Okay. Oh, other tour.
All right, so it seems like all of you guys with spirit boxes, communication devices, like you guys are having like personal conversations. So like Whitney has some definitive answers, or you have some definitive answers that were like things coming back to you. Nothing that was provable evidence to me. I did write down a few things that did pop up. Again, the word luck that showed up on the word list, it's a bit of a stretch because Irish luck is a phrase, but that doesn't mean that that's what they were trying to tell us. I would be more interested if it said Ireland or Irish, if that makes more sense to you guys. It's a little bit more definitive. So again, those of you with cameras, if you want to give them a break, by all means do so. Thing for you, I want you to tell me if anything starts to spell out. Cody, you're super important during this, along with Mike. Where are you at? Because I want to see if there's any EMF going on as they're giving us correct answers. Whitney, definitely continue to listen in, and you can kind of whisper out like what you're hearing out of it as I'm asking questions. So kind of keep that in mind. Definitely keep filming on your end, so everybody's got their role. Let me go. You guys are going to have to listen to the tips and tricks when I give them, so you guys understand how this works. Let's go talk to the ghost. So a couple of things. So tips and tricks. So I'm gonna put my phone in there. Have you guys all seen AI generate an image?
Yeah.
Most of you? All right, perfect. You're gonna be giving us brief descriptions of what you're seeing.
Okay.
You're gonna have a black smoke background. Have you ever used one before?
Yes, my brother has one.
Perfect. So I'm gonna direct you once we get my phone in there. So that way you can, I'm gonna tell you where to point your head, because your head's the mouth. And so I'll tell you where to point your head, and then you're gonna see gray smoke. You're gonna tell us everything that's not gray smoke. If you see a park with a tree and 12 people standing there, that's all you're gonna say. And then we focus on her communication. You're also gonna hear my questions. So again, when I say we're done, nobody's gonna tap. Oh, by the way, the taps for you, by the way, are gonna be when we're done. You're gonna get a tap on the leg from him. That's take your own gear off. I'm never gonna touch you. Secondly, if you're too loud, he's gonna tap you on the shoulder. So that means for near neighbors, you need to quiet down a little bit. In the event you're not loud enough, you may lift your earmuffs up and say louder. So those are your 3 cues. You got those? So you're gonna be able to obviously hear us, and I'll say going about the So for you, it's earbuds, or no, I'm sorry, blindfold first, then earbuds, and then he's going to help you with those noise canceling headphones. We're going to set up my phone for you. And then we're all going to be literally in a half moon circle. So if we can kind of get into that half moon. What do you have on there?
This is FU.
We don't have the rest of the word yet. So guys, if we can get into that half moon circle, when the other tours come through here, I don't like them to see like what we have going on. I'm just going to take it everything. I know. We're like, I'm good with it. Alright, so Damon, you're up after she gets those earbuds in. Take your list for just a second. I'll just plug the phone in there. When you get in there, you're going to have a dot at the bottom that says ready. And then there's going to be 3 dots. So by the way, your controls right here for focus. And there's 2 buttons right here, or you can push the finger. So when you
Hold this
Henry, do we have somebody else here with us that maybe wants to say a few words?
Don't you see, like D&T, you see SB me, something beside me?
Henry,
No.
let's get back to you then. Tell us your occupation, please. You never did give us that answer. Anything, Olga, at all?
His back.
That's all.
That's one for the night.
Unless it really. Sorry, we're good again.
Yes, really good. Henry, you want us to leave?
Some people buy the traffic.
Henry, would you like us to leave your home?
The keys to a nice house. Turn here, something into the part of the house.
Henry, would you like us to leave your home? We're down to about 1 minute.
As his face says.
You need to tell me if you want us to go home.
We're going to flash at you. Sign it. Sign it. Oh, oh.
License and key.
There's lots of stories, lots of books. I've seen so much.
Lots of books. And we're gonna call this quits. And get ready to tap her out. So in 5, 4, 3.
Let's try again. We're prisoners. We're fortunate to have. We're back.
Henry, this can be too much for us to leave for long periods of time. Why we're only here for 10 minutes? One last call. What else do you want to say before we tap her out?
We're back in the past.
We know that. Okay, David. I think it's time to tap her out. So we're going to go and pick up the exit.
Look who's walking. Oh, God.
Tap her out. Purple.
Dear Lord.
Oh, you did have a little fireworks in there, didn't you?
Oh, wow. That was terrifying.
Alright, let's take a look at some of these images that you saw. First off, don't get up. Either one of us, don't get up. I want the baby giraffe falling on the ground.
That was 10 minutes?
Yes. Take a look at these images. Right here, we had something similar to this here in front. Similar. Not the same, but similar. So I guess we need to come off here on this side so that we can kind of see what's going on. So this was the first image that she saw, and she said a bloody hand. I've seen this very similar. It was one of the first times I've ever done this, but it was on the bottom portion of it. I don't know what this little weird writing is down here at the bottom, but kind of give you an idea of what she saw. Actually, so this was that abandoned jail that she said she saw, like an abandoned prison. So Timrod
That's what
never.
I was hearing about the prisoners?
That they were prisoners. I think because we were asking how many people were here with our ghost, and you said we feel like prisoners because we're something from the past. So something along those lines.
That was terrifying, but